yeah, so we're in a bit of a funny category here. So there are millions of other things I'm going to get through. I'll show you a couple before we finish today. This is a fun thing to kind of look at again now. This is the body weight of the world record holder for weightlifting. And I don't know what this one was for, if it was for, the combined weights or whatever it is, but this is the weight they lifted. And so the scaling here is pretty close to, what do I have it? Up there, 2/3. Right, so this is a sublinear scaling. So you bigger and bigger humans, they don't just lift, proportionately more, right? It folds over. So it's not. So if you, renormalize it, these characters down here are doing fantastically, right? Yeah. So in some sense, these are the best. You can also do this thing too, and we'll come back to this as well, where you can do the line of best fit and then look at the residuals and see which ones are kind of off, right? So what we're doing is we're taking out what the fundamental kind of biological story is here and then seeing if anyone's above or below this. You can do that with cities, right? You can do that with crime or innovation, and I'll show you some plots of this later, where you fit the scaling, right? So you have city size and you'd fit, say, number of patents, for example, and then look at the residuals, and you can say, well, this, for a city of this size, it's doing well. So it's a way of, in that case, bringing everyone back together. So this gives us a way to compare, the heavyweight character to the smallest one in a fair way, right? So a naive thing would be to just, divide the weight just divide the weight they lifted by their own weight and then compare across. And if you did that, these would be the champs. But if we kind of put the physics of the thing in. So the argument for that one, and I don't know if, there's an argument that's completely agreed upon, but it's the idea it's cross-sectional, right? It's not your volume, it's now about a cross-sectional thing because you've got to push up in this way. So, and when we talk about volumes and surfaces and lengths, so if you go from a mass to a surface or to a two-dimensional part, then that's mass to the 2/3, right? Power of a third gets you back to a length scale, and we're thinking of volume and mass being proportional, gets you to a length scale, and then the 2 gets you to a surface. Okay, I'll show you one more here, and then we should go. This is scaling, and this is Nature paper here. They love this sort of thing. This is the speed of runners, right? And so and swimmers. So running is here and swimming is here, and then so it's men and women. Yes. Yeah, so women are here, men are here, and so it's running and swimming. And we're terrible. It's like, we think we're fast swimmers and everyone watches, it's incredible to watch Phelps and you've got a million, but you can just sort of walk alongside the water and it's like, that is not very fast. It's really disappointing. And a fish would just go, anyway, we get excited about it. But there's a break in scaling, like a clear break in scaling here, and it's around about 150 seconds. If you watch, if 800 is sort of a transition, right, in running. 400 down, the sprinters kind of all look somewhat the same, and then when you get to 800, you start to have characters who are much more long distance kind of people, and you can also have a little bit of strategy in there, right? You can actually not always run. 400, you just got to kill yourself. 800, a little bit off it. Okay, and then, so very small scaling regimes. And then the last one, so it's this anaerobic aerobic transition, right? You use up all the stuff that's just sitting in you. Running decays faster than swimming. This is another Nature paper, and this is the last one I'll show you today. This was a scaling, this is for the 100-meter sprint time, right? So 1900, and then at this time, this was 2004, so they had data to here, right? So they've got the data to here, and then they did a linear extrapolation. I don't know how this got in Nature, but anyway, whatever. It's the end result was, so here's women, of course, right? So women are going to be running faster than men in 2140. There's also, this is seconds, so there's 0 down here, right? So apparently, they'll get there before they started. So, so not the best bit of analysis, but anyway, they got a lot of press for that one. So as I said, I'm going to show you a whole bunch of things. Like we'll go through this on Tuesday. You can work on some of this stuff as we go through, but there's going to be, all sorts of good things, right? Okay. Thank you, and I'll send an assignment out and tweet about it, which is exciting. Oh, Slack, yeah.